Hey, hello. That's really loud, so I have to remix the audio. So, oh, sorry about the display capture. Can I just get this on? No, that's display. That's right. I don't know if that's better or not. Probably not. There you go. Okay. I was in a band with the drummer of that particular group, and I thought, I mean, it's fucking awesome. So I thought I would I don't know, use it as like the theme song for the stream for a while. I'll double check with him, make sure he's cool with it. Um, but He Basks in the Sun. He Basks in the Sun is the name of the I guess yeah, I guess it's a little band that they have. They do really good stuff. Don't get me wrong. So I'm pretty I don't know, it's kind of flattering to like even know someone who made something that awesome. So I'm pretty happy about it. So hopefully they'll be down for it. If not, yeah. Um, yeah. So let's see here. I haven't streamed this game before. Already, I'm a little flummoxed, but that's probably just me. So we'll click onto it right now. Just going to try to make sure the audio is where it should be, which is should work eventually. I'm just gonna turn the audio in my headphones up here too. Super scuff stream. Should have done this before. Oh my gosh. My friend drew that picture of me playing guitar there, so just meant a lot to me. So I try to have a lot of my background stuff be art that my friends made. So it just feels kind of nice to see it. Got some connection to it. But anyway. So yeah. What are we doing today? Well, kind of as I mentioned, I don't really want to stream Rivals anymore. I was watching a lot of clip videos and stuff of Rivals content, and I didn't see a single cool combo. Everything's just like Zeta burn up smash. That's kind of it. It seems like it's really read based too. Read based or really basic confirms, but like chip damage to build up to confirms and kills and stuff. So I don't know. I played a little bit of Melee and I was like, this is just way better. So I'm probably just gonna keep playing Melee. Um, um, but having said that, you know, I was de-rusting with Melee this morning, and it's just not a good time to be streaming it quite yet. I want to get a little bit more fluid with the game before I start throwing myself to the wolves, so to speak. But I wanted to play one of my favorite games right now, actually. So it's Kingdoms. I actually remember playing this game when it came out um, on Flash, on Newgrounds, I think, which was a very long time ago. Um, 12, 18 years. I don't know why I look so mad there. Not really mad. But yeah, it was. I'm trying to. If that feels wrong, but it must have been. It's been a while, so I don't even really want to think about how long the game's been floating around. Um, but a friend actually gifted me Lively Pixie on Twitch TV. Gifted me a copy of this game, actually. Speaking of that, I need to be. Sorry. I gotta pull the chat out. I apologize. We're still learning a lot of this stuff, unfortunately. but now the chat is up. Can't really see a view counter. Who cares? It's probably better I don't, right? But yeah, anyway, so I watched it. This game has kind of been in the background in my head for a while. But that streamer was kind enough to gift me it. And I just got really invested into the game. Ended up getting a bunch of the extra content when it was on sale, and put 200 plus hours into it right now. It's basically the game that I play when I'm trying to relax and watch other people stream, because I need to be doing something just to take my mind off. Take my mind off of nothing right now. So with that in mind, I thought it would just be a nice way to get into the sorry, once again we're changing things left and right here. I thought it would just be a nice way to get kind of back into the swing of just, you know, playing on stream and stuff like that. I really hated playing Rivals on stream. That was such an unpleasant experience for me. Jesus. Sorry about that, but what a mess. I probably should have played something like this instead, but yeah, that stream also really just, it just kind of killed the fun of the game. Like, I don't really think it's that fun anymore, so just gonna move on with my life and go back to Melee. But yeah, so this game's great, though, on the other hand. It's definitely, initially I struggled a bit with this game because it's definitely designed, it's not a game about getting stuff done quickly, if that makes sense. It really is designed to be sort of a casual experience, and like, once I started to understand, like, the idea that, like, you're supposed to be looking at the backgrounds, and you're supposed to be kind of taking in the atmosphere of the game, and you're supposed to be, like, you're supposed to enjoy being in the worlds that they build for you, it just really became a very pleasant, chill experience, even on higher difficulties. And I haven't really found another game that's scratching this itch quite yet, which is probably why I have about 200 hours in it. There really aren't a lot of controller-based city builders like this that aren't just straight up tower defense games. And this is a tower defense game, don't get me wrong, but this is a kind of a really complicated, I don't know, it's really interesting how they put the systems together in this game. I guess I'd have to call it a tower defense game. It's just really well made. I'm trying to, like, tower defense is really not a bad word these days. It's just a genre. But, you know, compared to something like They Are Billions, which I always felt a little like a commercial to me, I guess, which probably is not very fair, but you know, like those mobile game kind of vibes and stuff like that, where this just doesn't have that at all. This is just a really organic, sincere experience as a game, which now I sound like a douchebag, but so sorry about that. But yeah, it's one of my favorite games right now. I really enjoy just thinking about how the game is put together and all the different ways that it works. Right now, I was trying to find the proper, sorry, I get this little, like, 2 teeth right here. I was trying to find the proper tag for this in the YouTube stuff, and it was just the Norse edition, so I decided to just, we're just gonna have this be the Norse edition right now. Alright. Sorry, I'm just checking some other stuff here. But yeah. I guess I'll just get started then. So this is, I think I'll do Cursed. It's not the hardest game in the world for sure. Once you kind of, I think once you get kind of the sense of pacing and stuff and what it's about, it's not an especially difficult game. It's more about the process. So we got a couple of skin options here. I think I'm actually kind of in honor of Pixie. I'm gonna do this one because she's always got the wings on whenever I see her streaming. So we'll do that. Black excellence for you. Well, hopefully. That's gonna be on me. I probably shouldn't have said that, so we're just gonna pretend like I didn't say that. I'm such an idiot. God, I say so much dumb shit. Sorry. God, I'm such an idiot. Anyway, scary, the mask is off. I think everybody who's here knows I'm pretty stupid though, so. Make sure we got the music. This particular, I guess, well, a particular mission set has probably my favorite music in it. We're just trying to make sure it's all balanced and shit. Sorry, I'm still like just feeling like an idiot right now. It's gonna take me a couple minutes to. God. So talking just a bit about how this game starts. I skipped past the tutorial because it's kind of a pain in the ass, but I probably should have stopped and showed it off. But anyway, so you'll see you have this sort of town center near the fireplace. Everything that you do in the world is done by interacting with coins. Oh no. Sorry, I just saw a shit ton of drop frames. Okay, one sec here. It's like the OBS is flipping out. See if sorry, it looks like had a bit of a lag spike there with OBS. I'm just going to be trying to keep an eye on it. So it's a little concerning when that happens. Looks like it's evened itself out. I just turned off Discord quick, which probably should be doing anyway, so. Sorry, it threw me off a little bit. Just gonna try to keep an eye on that for the future. Yeah, so you have a town center that you set up. Everything is kind of based around this idea of slowly building up this center area. And everything that you do in the game is done by interacting through the world with these coins that you acquire through having people do like chores and stuff, basically. So chopping down trees, hunters, that kind of thing. You can see the fancy, they always have this title screen that falls apart in front of you, which I always think is kind of neat. I have cup 2 coffee today. Trying to cut back on how much roast I actually put in nowadays. This little dude with this cute little muskox next to us here is the merchant. If you give him 1 coin, he will go to his little hidey spot and basically just generate income for you. It's a nice way to get, it's just a little kickstart at the beginning of the game in the first couple missions when you need the extra support. I don't know if we get attacked yet in this, but if we do, I might just drop some coins and call it good. Let's see. Oh, there's 4. Damn. Fortunately, the OBS drop meant I may or may not have pissed away just a tiny bit of the beginning here. This is gonna go kind of pear-shaped, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, a little embarrassing, but we'll keep forge ahead here. There's ways we can compensate for this pretty easily. Those little critters that you saw attacking us were called the Greed. They are the enemies of this game. I guess you would say the concept is that the it is sort of a living embodiment of the idea of greed, literally. So there's really no death in this game, confirmed death from what I can tell, but there is a lot of, basically the idea is that the greed is just trying to strip your resources more than it is trying to, because it's greed, right? So if you have something that you deem as valuable, or it deems as valuable, it's going to try to take it from you. And this is all leading to your crown essentially being stolen, which I guess it's supposed to be magic. I'm not quite sure how the actual developed lore of the game goes, but I know there's a little bit of it. It's mostly just kind of a think what you want kind of thing. Like, there's never really anything that's super stated in the game. It's all pretty casual for the most part in terms of like how much plot you want to interject into it, which is kind of nice. It's nice to have the fluidity with that. Probably should have invested more in making sure we just have bodies on the ground right now, because I don't want to just get swarmed by the greed again. I would say probably the most noticeable thing about this particular modification or pack, or however you'd want to call this variation of the game, is that the rank and file people you get are a little bit tougher, while some of your defenses in the game are not quite as strong. But we've had those earmarked out for a second now, okay. Ah, nice roaring, crackling fire, actually. It's hard to get the sound quite where I want it, unfortunately. Keep recruiting. So to recruit people, you'll see these little, look at my hand. Oh, I'm cursed. Cursed in this mortal shell. Oh, no, sorry. I have more coffee. I'll get more coffee in a second. Sorry. These are, I guess, homeless encampments, I guess is what you'd call them, but they will slowly generate a drip feed of recruitable fellows, recruitable folk, and that's kind of how you get your recruitment. There's more ways to do it than just that. Oops. Did not have enough. Oh, I did. Just by one. Excuse me. guys are probably gonna get fucked up. Try to... Your builders are a little bit I was gonna say stupid, but that might not be the right way to describe it. But they're a little bit single-minded when it comes to when you assign tasks for them. So they'll regularly put themselves in kind of a kind of unnecessary danger just to get something done. You see, that's how this is the very basics of how most of the engagements are going to start. Of course, this is low-level greed combat, so we're not going to be seeing too much or struggling too much right now. Well, I was going to say not struggling too much, but obviously we, it's not quite how it worked out. And you expand your town. Let me, so you can see some of the, like I wish some of the ambient noises you could up just a touch, and some of the other noises and things like that, you have just a little bit more freedom to adjust. I am going to refill my coffee quick here. I'm just going to check and make sure. Looks like we have a concurrent viewer, so thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that. Unless that's me, but if that is just me, then I appreciate me for hanging out, so thank you me for that. But I will be back in just a moment here. I have restless legs, so if you see the camera shake, I do apologize. Alright, sorry for that little break there. Gotta do all this. Might say goodbye to the viewer then, but we'll see. Yeah, lurkers are totally fine here. I'm pretty comfortable just talking to myself right now. I'm not super worried about the, a heck of a lot of engagement at this moment in time. Should probably try to get a little bit closer to the mic too. This mic does, I think, benefit from some good technique. So once again, we just gotta give the merchant a buck and he'll go back to his little homestead I can show off later. This is the banker. I feel like everybody has kind of mixed feelings about the banker, but definitely a pretty useful cat as we go on later on in the game. Don't just drink your ale. Apparently they shave too, which I think is kind of funny. Alright. Turn the sound. I really like the sound in this, so if anybody is listening and has thoughts on sound, just let me know. Pretty open to that right now. Also, you can see the audio jump from 1 to 2 is a little dramatic, which is why I'm futzing around a bit here. But I do like the music, so we'll keep it at that here. Oops. Okay. Got scared. Got scared for a second, but we're okay. I remember one time I was at a checkout or something. It was one of those self-checkouts, and I was like, I've done so many of these, I bet I could do it in Spanish, and I couldn't do it in Spanish. My comprehension skills are very, very poor. I have been meaning to learn it for some time, though. Seems like a really good just a good way to communicate. I mean, obviously a good way to communicate with people. It just seems like a language that gets used a lot in America. I have a lot of if you guys remember Ify, a lot of her community is Latino adjacent. There's a lot of Espanol that gets spoken in the stream. So it'd be kind of cool to I don't know, just take part in that sometime. Oh gosh darn it! All right. Now the builders are super far out. Hopefully we don't, like I said, they're pretty single-minded, so it doesn't matter if it's nighttime and there's a greed attack coming. They'll go do their job and then slowly walk back to the base. A surprising lack of urgency considering, I guess they're not going to die, they're just going to get sort of treated poorly, but it is cheaper to just pay off the greed than let them attack your troops, because they will, it's just like, it's 3 coin to recruit someone, so it just ends up being a little cheaper. Save some time and money. Everything seems to be pretty steady around here. Grab this other guy. So what am I trying to do right now? Well, I'm trying to build up our first serious resource investment. Now, probably if you got some eagle eyes or you know the game a little bit, you can see there's little chores and stuff that these characters can do. For example, they can engage in pretty mellow acts of hunting, like getting these squirrels and bunnies, poor guys. There's also deer that are worth 3 coin a pop as opposed to 1. They just take like 2 hits instead of 1 though, so that's the only difference. And those are good ways to start generating an income. However, oh, also while we're here, this is the merchant's hut. So this is what the Mr. Muskox is heading back to every day. Or every time we pay him off, I guess. You can basically get him to show up every day. If you're kind of on point with just making sure that you catch up to him every day and pay him off and stuff like that. Just gotta let him drop his coins off, and then you gotta pay him off, and then he'll go back. So if you can keep that pretty steady, it's can get somewhere with it. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of rambling a little bit here. It's tough because you gotta kind of turn off the part of your brain that thinks too hard about stuff. Gosh, I'm not a smart person right now. You have to kind of turn your brain off a little bit and just let your mouth go when it comes to like streaming. It's just getting used to the I guess just being comfortable letting yourself talk and not being too worried you're gonna say something dumb like I'd like to do all the time. I don't know if I should wear that with pride or not. Keep that? Nah, it's just there. Huh. A ship. What's going on with that ship? I'm watching an insane amount of Silent Hill stuff, so I'm gonna get a lot of Silent Hill quotes. Oh, dang, okay. Greed come a little bit early right now. I think we should have that wall and defense, basic defense set up there. So I think I can just scoot on over and we should be okay. I don't want to waste too many coins right now on them if I can avoid it. Well, that ship's probably not important, so we'll just ignore it for now. Perish the thought. It's probably just some scenery, right? It's never going to come up again. For whatever reason, the greed do not mess with the merchant. I do not know why. Maybe they're scared of his ox. So you can see, with the right amount of space and the proper positioning, okay, it's going to go bad or not. Come on, guys. Guys, come on. It's one dude. Thank you, Christ. You have to be a little patient with these things. They'll get better, don't worry. Now we will scoot on down. Now we have a few spare people there. They did a bit of a number on the wall there. You can see population is really, really important at the beginning of the game, especially on the higher difficulties, because you really need to have just enough of a bulwark against the initial attacks of the greed. There's a point when you get kind of at lower level where they really just can't do enough to break through your walls after a point. And that's kind of what you're wanting. That's kind of what you want to hit at the beginning. If you're like me and you're not especially good at the game quite yet. That usually just means popping out archers left and right and making sure your basic walls and stuff are all built up well. Why's that wall sparkling? Didn't do anything to deserve the sparkling walls there. So this is our farm. This is going to be kind of the primary way of really just pumping out money. It works kind of how you expect. The grass grows. Eventually they'll harvest, I don't know if it's wheat or... I think it's different for every, like, map pack or whatever. I don't know if I call them skins at this point, but... Sorry about that, excuse me. But you'll see there's, they'll kind of figure out a little plot of land. Unupgraded, they have space for 4 plots. Upgraded, it's 8. If memory serves. I'm on the wiki a lot for this game. I don't remember all the stuff though. So they'll be happily working the land there. Also with the upgrade, if you upgrade it just from the basic water wheel to the actual full farm, the plots will also deliver more. And there's another way to upgrade the farms, and I'll show that off later. But that's really going to be the primary way of acquiring funds. There's your other troops and stuff will always be gathering stuff. Your archers will always be shooting wildlife. Your builders will always be either cutting down trees or doing something like that. But at the end of the day, you really want to start investing in some kind of economic growth. You can see it doesn't have to be super precise at the low level here because we're still we still have a lot of different options and opportunities to get resources. So for example, you know, we still have the merchant. There's also some other, if you saw earlier, I got a couple boxes of coins. Those are just like, you can just, I think it's like a, how did I have this? Like in Age of Empires or something when you do the exploration bonus stuff. Or maybe that's just Rise of Nations, but basically you explore the territory and find boxes of coins to help stimulate the economy at an early level. During nighttime, archers do not attack wildlife. They just try to prioritize attacking the greed. Actually, speaking of that, we might want to. But honestly, the absolute most important thing at the beginning of the game here is just making sure that you have enough of a population. Again, it's not really a game. Initially, I was kind of frustrated by the fact that the movement in the game is pretty slow and deliberate, but the more and more I got into it, the more I realized you're really supposed to. That's something you have to settle with in the game. Either if you're not into that, you're probably not going to be into the game, and that's just kind of the beginning and end of it, for better or for worse. Both directions, there's a bit of rhyme and reason to what each direction, what's going to be offered from them. I think the wiki fandom page also covers this in more detail too, if you want some more nitty-gritty stuff on it. What is there? This is just the, I think this is, yeah, it's just that, okay. So I'm watching the little horse's mane swish in the wind. Sorry. I know, every so often I'll play it and I'll just kind of... the muscles in my body loosen up. I don't know how to describe it. It's that weird thing that happens when you play a game, you know. Gaming is such an odd... it's just odd. It's odd to me. Hope everybody's having a relaxing day, by the way. Appreciate anybody who's either lurking or catching the VOD later on. Don't have a lot of really hard plans for what the future holds. I'd say if I wanted to make a goal, the next goal would probably be making an actual schedule for streaming, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't really want to, like, monitor a Discord or anything right now, either. So, we're going to keep up making sure we have enough archers, and then we're going to add some more farmers too. I think that's going to be the 8 spots covered too, so that should be enough sites for right now. See, we're now at a point where we're mopping the greed up pretty convincingly. They're not offering much pushback. So there's a reason I haven't expanded into this area yet, and that's because any of these little encampments and stuff that you see, and this is the same with the merchant's hut, any of those that you see will effectively be destroyed if you remove either one of these trees on either side of it. So what I like to do at early level is save it, and then try to, if I can, expand backwards, sort of. So maybe I would start from here and have the builders try to get to here first, and then slowly pull back. This one does have another encampment over here, so what I'm probably going to do is just just get rid of that first encampment, though. And that'll just give us a lot of options for expansion too. I can show off some of those. Even though the camp will be destroyed, there is a way to still acquire troops and stuff from it, and I'll shut that off in a second. But so we'll tear this down right now. I kind of want access to that farm land as well, and some of that would be squashed without if we didn't do it like that. So okay, let's pay off the merchant because he's been kind of patiently waiting here. All right, so this is the banker. No, I don't. God, it's just it's not a. For whatever reason, the banker just really seems to struggle sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think these might be capped at 6 then. Anyway, you can see how the farming sort of trivializes a lot of the other resource options at this, especially at this early stage. Because, like, yeah, but that's like one hunter, you know. So it would be the same thing with the merchant set. So the merchant set I am going to try to preserve. Just kind of out of principle, too. You know, it's really easy free money. It does make expansion in this direction kind of a pain in the ass, though. So we're going to see what we can do to figure that out. Unfortunately, we will also have, if you're squirming in your chair right now watching all the background scenery, there will be a better mount option soon enough. That'll just let us move a little faster and have some more options. Just kind of for more stuff to do, too, so it's a little more active. Okay. We're out of stamina right now, too, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Most of the mounts in this game actually regenerate stamina in pretty wildly different ways, which is pretty funny considering how simple a lot of these mechanics actually are. I would say the base way is mostly finding an open patch of green grass, which you'll see pretty quickly. Oh, okay, and the builders are once again just being dumbasses, so we do have plenty of cash. So guys, just wish they had just a little more common sense with this stuff, because it really gets, you lose a lot of builders in a certain way. Like if there's if you try to expand too fast, you can't have them work on the buildings. So you can end up in a situation where you have the builders endlessly sending themselves out to die or lose their equipment over and over and over again. Because it'll be too far out, so they'll have to keep running that way, and then some builders will die, so then more builders will come that way, and, you know, turns into sort of a, what do you call it? I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah, now that we have the first farm set up, you can see we're going to be doing much better with funds. So you can see the dynamic of the coin purse, which basically makes it so that you have to you have to spend the money. You can't really hoard the money on your own person, and that is what the banker is for. The other thing that the banker will do is at a pretty small profit to yourself, the banker will what's the word? When you invest in something, you get the percentage back from it. Interest. You do get interest on the coins that you drop to the banker, which is really handy. You can also sometimes run ahead of the sorry, I gotta make sure we don't lose any coins right now because we're walking through here. That is one of the irritating dynamics of the game, is you gotta spend the coins or they're gonna fall out of your coin purse and then you can't use them anymore, and that's kind of a pain in the ass. So just gonna try to upgrade the stuff with what that's around right now. Fortunately, there is something we can dump a bunch of coins on, and I'll show that off in just a second. It's one of the mechanics of the Norse Islands Edition. So in the Norse Islands Editions, the walls are not quite as tanky, but your individual citizens are. Every individual citizen has a, at the very least, has a spear. Your builders will have axes and stuff that they can use. And once you start giving them shields, you can actually have them push out to attack the greed directly. And the shields also just give them a free extra hit. So the Norse edition is really nice if you like... What are people building right now? I think I just need more builders too. Now you think that that's from the archer, but a lot of that's actually probably from the farmers. And the archer is just picking it up and holding on to it. Okay. And now I'm actually trying to find where our builders are. So as you might expect, the forest means you travel just a bit slower. Well, some mounts are going to travel faster in the forest too. It's one of the ways this game mixes stuff up. For crying out loud. Should probably just sprint with what we have. So they chose absolutely the best time to go run out and really surprised how consistently these builders are trying to throw their lives away. It's not quite. Once the greed do attack, they will behave a little bit better and just try to position themselves so they're not just going to die immediately, which is helpful. Doesn't want to let me pick it up yet. I see we're just having a mellow time. Alright, so that ship I told you about, I was lying. It is important. It's also pretty deep in the woods here, so this is going to be interesting. Trying to see if we can cheese this a little bit, not press out. We just have a lot of these monuments in a row right now, which is kind of annoying because it doesn't give us a lot of free space to expand backwards. So this would be the first spot we could expand to. Which we could try. Really seems like a tough sell. We'll throw them out there and we'll just see. We'll see what happens. We'll have people have the builders work their way back. So we'll just try to keep an eye on that farthest wall right now. Unfortunately, this is all because I want to keep the merchant in town. So you have to leave his little merchant hut available. Okay, so we're gonna follow these builders because they're actually probably just gonna die unless I deal with this wave of greed that's absolutely spawning right now, I bet. This is probably my favorite base horse model, is this kind of chunky looking Sheffield or Clydesdale, I think is the It's one of those big, heavy, like, um, draft horses for farming and stuff like that, yeah. We should have enough cash to, once again, just pay this wave off. These builders are gonna try to go build it at... They just don't care. They do not care. They will go try to build it if they can. So we did, fortunately, just pay the greed off, so now the builders are free to... There we go. Now the builders are free to come down. Start working on this area. Once this wall gets built, all of our troops that are occupying this left side will slowly, very, very, very slowly start to make their way up to the wall to defend it. Very, very, very slowly. I think just upgrade it then. Let's set it on that. So what happens is as they chop away at the trees, it slowly starts to let you access more and more of the space in the forest. Actually, I'm gonna build this wall here too. Upgrade this stuff while we're here as well. Grab this guy. I don't know. There's another one. Sometimes you can leave coins at these homeless encampments, and they'll, if someone spawns quick enough, they'll actually just pick up the coin, and you will get in a recruit that way, which is really handy. Alright, so we did get that front line set up without too much trouble. The douchiest country in the world, man. Holy fuck. Anyway, now that this is safely behind our wall, it's a little bit easier to justify just dumping a bunch of money into... Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, we got the one from them, hopefully. Yeah, there you go. A little bit easier to justify jumping a bunch of money into the ship. The ship is kind of your basic early level objective. You're trying to rebuild it so you can travel to another island. And that is really just the focus of this first level, is just getting that ship set up. A lot of this is kind of... You can do it if you want, but it's not especially necessary. We'll get another farm going here too. I think all these walls are Gucci right now. Ready? Try and grab a little bit, but not too much. So the idea, if you can see here on the top right... Oh wait, I'm blocking that. Just realized that I am blocking the what you use to see the game. Feeling a bit silly now. I'll think about that. But basically what my head is blocking is view of how much cash you currently have. It is a little coin purse. The idea with it is there's some physics modeling for when the coins fall down. So if the purse is too full, you risk a chance of the You risk a chance of the coins falling out and dropping into the water, like you just saw there. Now that really isn't a big deal if you have enough coins to drop into the water, but it feels terrible. You never want to be wasting, you never want to be like actively wasting resources and stuff like that. So we're gonna try to jump our way here to the next wall. We'll upgrade this as well. Now how useful the merchant is I don't know. I don't know how much... I don't know how worth it really is to save it, but it's sort of part of my tradition. It does make it easier, especially when you have to come back to this island. We've completed the ship. Some builders are going to come to the ship now and actually start pushing it to this bell. 2 coins into the bell, and we will have a bunch of our fellow citizens jump into, well, I guess they're subjects in this case because we are the king, or queen, excuse me. But it's because of that, they will jump into the ship with us and we will be able to go to the next island. I'm going to try to check here and monitor how this side is doing. Which is, it's fine, yeah. Great over here. It's all the way upgraded. And yeah, so we're basically just gonna get moving here then. There's no real reason to stay on this island except to, we could shore up the defenses a little bit, but they really wouldn't matter too much. Just say we ring the bell. Oh, there's a kitty cat. And we'll come into play later. Who's a real cutie? Cute kitty cat. Cute kitty. Yeah, so we rang the bell. Now you'll see people will hopefully start to flock to it. You can ring the bell multiple times, but to my knowledge it doesn't do anything. It doesn't make people come quicker or not. With this first setup here, we should just be getting like a couple of builders, maybe 1 or 2 farmers, and some archers. So we'll see. We'll give it a couple minutes. So usually you have to give people some time to actually just get over to the boat, which is a little bit frustrating, especially if you're on kind of a time crunch or just trying to get things moving. Because I've definitely left without a full, like, load of people on the boat with me, and that gets kind of annoying. I don't think anybody else can come, but we'll just give it another ring just in case. Oh, damn. Dude got shmoney. Just topping off on the cash. The cash carries over, so I thought I'd make sure we got enough right now. Now, you gonna jump on the boat too? Are you just jumping to Okay, I think they're actually just jumping to the towers, so we're gonna get going here then. While the boat is moving in this particular section, there's a slim chance that you can pick up some more people and stuff too. Alright, I'm gonna just take a moment to stand up here. It's been about an hour, which is what they recommend for gaming. I turn the camera off here and turn the microphone off, and you guys can chill to the Okay, once. Oops. Sorry, that one's a little more aggressive. Oops. Alrighty, and then we need this open. Here we go. Alright, hope everybody got a nice little break in there too. It's always nice to watch the ship and just vibe it. So we'll probably do this island and wrap it up then. So probably 45 minutes to another hour here. We'll see how it goes. I suppose if I get a massive raid or something, maybe. Well, you don't do that on YouTube, but I don't know if people show up and hang out. Maybe I'll go longer, but we'll see. Again, lurkers are still totally fine. By the way, I don't want people to feel obligated or nothing. I'm very cozy right now doing this as I am. Don't worry. You'll see here we start out once again at the fire pit. Excuse me, the fire pit there. We will get one guy there, and then we're going to actually just put the money into 3 builders right away. Builders are sort of the troops that I pay the least amount of attention to the most frequently, so I try to make sure I have a little bit more than I need and less. We also do spawn with, I think, 3 or 4 archers already, so it's not a big deal at the start. We want to get all this stuff cleared away too. The archers are mincing through some deer there. Can get more of this stuff cleared out. That going. Start. Excuse me, sorry. I try to get these outer walls set up first because as you build up your base, you do get some of the defenses for free, and it's not a big difference, but it's just enough, especially because the early couple waves that you get hit by are pretty lackadaisical. It's just enough to justify building out to that, or I guess digging yourself out to that first level. So you can see now we get some free basic walls, which is not really that exciting, but you know, it's there. I'm gonna try to see if we can't sneak some more recruits in here. We have our supply of arrows set up here. It doesn't really matter what difficulty or anything. The first day that you set up on an island is usually pretty easy, which is kind of nice. Because you're definitely scampering and scrimping and saving for resources at the first, in this first section here. Just kind of see how things go. So what are we dealing with right now? It's just, yeah, so just 3 is, just 3 can at times be deceptively challenging because your troops are always a little bit wonky with the aim, but at the end of the day, that's a pretty safe bet, I think, so. Handle that without any incident. Now we will keep moving on here. Gonna upgrade the walls to just give them a little more heft right now. do a little bit of exploring. There's a few things we really want to see pretty quickly. The quicker we see them, the easier a lot of this stuff is going to get. See, that's another box of coins that we found. Is it just a way to, like... Kind of nice to just put the coin purse on the other side of the screen, but I think we're stuck with this right now. Alright, we got some more coins to fill up the bag. Now we're gonna get a new unlock, which is some gems. The gems are kind of like your upgrade resource, I'd say. Okay, perfect, perfect. This is good. This is kind of... This is when the game starts to get kind of fun. Is when you start unlocking the different mount options. Now we have a cat chariot. You want to know what the cat chariot can do? Really move. I already see this is going to be a pretty significant upgrade to the movement speed from now on. Now the cat chariot's a little finicky to use. Some of the stuff with the stamina is a little weird, and I'll explain a little bit more as we keep going here. But you can see that the cat has a special ability that charges, and that is that boost that you see there. To activate the boost, we have to basically just start running, which can be a little bit of a problem when you're trying to use a little bit more of a fine control in smaller spaces. And then you'll kind of just lose that initial boost and that really big speed buff after you use it. It's not a big deal. It's not like the end of the world or anything, but it just means that the cat takes a little bit of a slightly steadier hand than the draft horse that you start out with, but you make up for it with the just absurd speed boost that you get. Yeah, I'll deal with a little bit less fidelity with the control to just jet across the island at my own tempo at that point. Oh, and got another guy spawned out here. We're gonna try to keep pumping out archers right now, and kind of make a soft plan for how we want to expand. Again, we're going to be trying to shoot for getting some of those. You can see the water there. This is how you build the farms. Is you look for those water piles. We're also in a catch. I mean, it's a catch area. Like, I don't. I'm not a monster. I think that's fun. This is one of those moments where they do get a little bit annoying just because you can get kind of stuck here. I think, oh no, it's fine. You can have that coin, I ain't going back for it. Oops. That is what happens when you try to boost and they don't have stamina. This is a little spooky, hopefully we can get back. We don't have any coins to burn, so they will be able to get our crown right now, and that's what happens when that happens. Oh, okay, we're good. We got our stamina boost back there, so a little bit dicey. Cursed is sort of putting me in my place right now. I can't really, can't say much more than that. I'm trying to be pretty aggressive here with the expansion. I'm making a lot of silly little mistakes. We got our, kind of right on time, the merchant is back, so we got our restocking of supplies. I usually tend to try to expand in this direction first, kind of out of habit. There's the merchant. There's the dog. I'm not going to get the dog right now. And you will... If I ever do get the dog, you'll see why I'm not getting the dog, if that makes sense. Dog is... Sorry, 1 second. A dog is very useful and very annoying. In equal measure. Okay. That... Oh, actually, do we have enough for this? No, you're too short. That is how we upgrade our buildings and town. I will show that off a little bit when we get to that as well. That's another gem chest. We don't need the gems right now. They mostly just take up space in your inventory unless you're going to use them. Oh, poor pupper. So we're probably going to expand. I guess this way is probably the best way to do it then, huh? That setup. Yeah, I don't like burning these encampments quite this quickly, but once we cut through here, we'll have both a farm and some defenses set up at the front there too. Then we can just keep expanding this way. Should be pretty nice. As you can see, I think I kind of demonstrated that if you try to expand backwards as I showed, it can be a little bit dicey. This actually would be pretty doable, but I already made my choice. Again, you can't have people work on stuff, which is a little bit annoying because sometimes you will just misclick. It's not super common, but it does happen in the game. You can see right now that the results of that misclick, or that what happened there, basically we no longer have access to it at the moment. Well, we are not done with it yet, fortunately. Okay. A little slow on the setup for this area here. I think we'll wait this night out, even though it's just going to be like 4 or 5 greed. It's just not going to be worth it. Excuse me. And we'll see if anybody else has stuff to collect right now. I'm not just grabbing that guy quite yet. We'll wait for the greed to attack, and then we'll try to get that second set of base set up there. So, I think what I said made sense, eventually. There we go. Oops. Trying to be slick with it, and it did not work. Get the farm set up. We just need to find a little bit of extra cash to start getting the farmers going. Unfortunately, we are out of funds at the moment, so I just gotta see. Eventually, on these first couple islands, the merchant will return, so that is the good news here. So the red letters means that it is a blood moon. A blood moon is, first off, means that the seasons are changing in the game. You can see it's raining a bit more. It's going from, I think, summer to fall now. Super nice. That weird limbo while I'm just kind of waiting for more coins to get dropped. Alright, can you just, Alright, we'll just hang out with him for a minute. See what he feels like. Dropping his supply off. When I say that I want to speedrun the game, it's gonna be a minute. Guys are gonna have to take me at my word on that one. See if these guys got anything. See, your hunters are gonna go out and just scrounge around, see if they can find anything to kill. and they'll bring it back for a little bit of money. Oh yeah, so the Blood Moon is kind of a special event. It's a supercharged attack wave with extra troops and units and stuff in it. I think this first one won't have extra levels of enemies in it. Later ones probably will though. That's right, I got what I needed. Unfortunately, we're still a little, we don't have a lot of options for what we can do with the cat chariot, unfortunately. But we definitely have options for what we need to do. I'm just trying to figure out which side it's going to come on right now. The one nice thing about the Blood Moons is that they're usually going to I think the attacks only really come from one angle or one direction. So it does make dealing with them a little bit easier. This one's going for a long time. So the dog is nice because the dog will bark and whinny or whimper in directions that the attack waves are coming from, which is really useful for these Blood Moon waves because they're only going to be coming from one direction. So it's nice to be able to focus your defenses. Even right now, just us being there gives us a little bit more tactical flexibility. Makes 6. A little shaky. We lost more equipment than I would have liked. Yeah, of course, this is the one that has the slightly. They tend to focus on the side that never seems to be where you are, or has all the proper defenses set up, which is just something you get used to. You know how it is with these games. All right, so after that attack wave, which wasn't too bad, it definitely set us back a couple steps. Nothing too serious, though. We do thankfully have a couple farmers set up now, so we will, at the very least, be very slowly getting a guaranteed influx of monies soon enough. We'll see if our people have gotten anything inside there yet. They haven't. And then after a Blood Moon, we always get a day of rest, which is really nice. It's also really good if you want to try to expand really deep into the territory, because you basically have a day where your builders are going to be safe from any repercussions from like poor management on your part. Okay, we got one. Debating if we just give it to the merchant right now. Does anybody else have anything? No. Let's see, we can have them chop down one tree, which turns into 1 coin. Or 2 coins. Many peanuts. Many peanuts. This is the part of the game that just is kind of where a lot of the learning takes place, because you're just really trying to minimize the amount of downtime you have to deal with. One of these trees better drop like 2 coins, please. Alright, there we go. I don't want to risk him being that far out right now, so we're going to pull back. Fortunately, we got our first crop showing. So obviously we're going to invest, especially while we have the time to do that. I think we can just get 4 right now. I don't know if we have enough in the bank to safely invest. I think I'm gonna wait on that right now. We will get our merchant friend. Oh, they can't. We can't pay him off at night for whatever reason. There's really no reason for all of us to be tucked in here, but actually I probably could have kept expanding because it was the break, but didn't think that through, did I? Probably see why I play this game a lot when I watch other streamers. There's a lot of space and stuff in the sound. And the sound design and the gameplay and everything like that. So this would have been a good time to actually go for that Gonzo. This is a really good position. Would have been a good time to stretch for that that base, or that like section of clearing there. So unlike our draft horse, which needs to feed. Can I talk now, Cameron? Okay, so unlike the draft horse, which needs to feed on, as you can see that green right under the feet there, that green grass. The cat can actually feed anywhere, which makes it very. It's probably overall the best mobility chariot in any of these games. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I feel like that's a pretty safe estimate. Let's see if we can't get some stuff going this way. Now you want to be careful with expansions basically because you can have your troops overextend themselves or set yourself up in a defensive position that's not very good. So if we just worked past that initial, if we just tried to put something down here, it might not really be the best idea because we don't have, we would have to take the time to build up the defenses in that section. So it's not always the best idea to push too far ahead. I'm going to try to get these tower spaces set up. Well, try being the operative word here. Try to cut through a little bit of this, and I'll probably have to pull back pretty fast though. You can see the game has at least for me, a very fun sense of forward pace. You know, it always kind of feels like you're moving forward and doing something. And it does give you the sense of playing a city builder in a very kind of organic and fun way. It's really nice. I could talk about this game a lot more, but I'm actually a little out of breath right now because I'm still pretty out of shape from getting my stream legs back, I guess. Just want to make sure we get these guys back home safe. Actually, now we can, first off, we're going to get this, we're going to upgrade this now used homeless encampment. And basically just turn it into citizen housing. Which will spawn, it will still spawn recruits, just at a slower pace than the encampments will, and it will cost 4 bits of gold instead of just 1. But it's a little, it's sometimes it's nice to have the guarantee. Plus, it will end up eventually having 3 instead of just 2 spawned there, so that can be kind of helpful. Excuse me. Just rolling through this way. Actually, we need more archers right now. We're gonna try to push push them through here right now, because we just don't really have a lot of folks out there. Okay, so we defended that section of wall well enough. So we just need hella archers, so we're going to throw down a bunch of these. We have plenty of recruits just hanging around right now, too. Try to go back up here a bit. Man, this is just such a nice game. Such a pretty game. Never fails to catch me off guard sometimes, you know? Alright, so now we're going to try to upgrade over here. We got plenty of space on both sides now. Also, get them working on that. Hopefully someone in here, probably shouldn't have just spent all the coins like I did there, but someone's gonna have like 1 or 2. Oops. Yeah, you can see it's a little tricky to use the cat when it's being uppity like that. They do a pretty good job of making the animals feel, or the mounts feel kind of like you're learning how to ride something. Because all of them have just enough wrinkles and features involved in how you use them that it just gives them just enough life to feel really organic, you know? Give a bit more sense of play and place to the game. You guys got stuff yet? See, this is when the cat really becomes a hole-in-one purchase. Oops. That's unfortunately. See if we can upgrade that in time. Should be fine. You desperately need more archers still. These waves are already getting pretty intense. Rolling in dough very soon here. Getting them easier. There we go. Alright. So on the lower difficulties, usually the attacks will come from one side every night. I think on hard and curse they come from both sides though every night, consistently. I really want to get this merchant, he's not really doing much. We just haven't had the individual coin at the right time for the past couple days, but I really need to be getting him to do something. Okay. And you see the house here. Go down 5, we're getting a recruit. It's a little expensive, but there's definitely a point when you're going to be making so much cash and it doesn't really matter too much. Really want to get that second farm set up. So I don't have much to say right now. I'm kind of lost in the game a little bit. I apologize. It does feel pretty nice to get sucked into it. I'm going to stream for another 45 and then we're going to call it no matter what. I'll try to get as much done as I can, but we'll probably... This was not my most fluid opening, as you guys can probably tell, so I don't know how much more we can accomplish right now. And that's pretty much on me. My coin management has not been very good so far. Alright, fine. No, there's a... Excuse me. I remember there being another homeless encampment that way, but I am very wrong about that. Mouth is very dry right now. I don't know, coffee left? Maybe? It's like a sliver of roast right now, which probably isn't worth the investment in time. What should we do here? Try that for now. Yeah, merchant is fine. I don't really know why. It's super funny to me. Don't know if there's anybody else in this one right now. Just trying to get more recruits, more recruits, more recruits. There's a homeless encampment up here. Oh, this is the upgrade, which we do not have enough cash for yet, so we're gonna wait on that. I think has it. Okay, the speed boost did come back. I was not paying attention to it. I'm gonna do that. Let's just start upgrading some of these here. The first initial tower upgrades don't offer too much of a boon, but they mostly just increase the range of your archers. I don't think there's an attack boost or anything for them being in the arrow tower either. See, once again, the big thing is just population. Not sure we can get enough of it. We stop messing around with the Sorry, I saw them pick up a coin I grabbed for the recruit there. Alrighty. See, we're starting to have a little bit more money than we kind of know what to do with immediately here, because we're just again just waiting for the recruits to rise in number. Anybody here needs one? The humidity in the state has still been extremely, it's like 100% right now or something stupid like that, so it's still kind of wonky being here. Yeah. Someday I'll get used to it, not right now. Oh, they took this one down, okay. These waves are starting to get pretty strong. Okay, I think I have enough dash to go out here and unlock that first upgrade. Okay, we'll let our cats eat quickly here behind these, behind the pushing trees. Sorry, dog. The dog barks so much all the time. It really becomes kind of a chore to listen to it over and over again. It's also not especially precise. At least I've struggled to figure out how to actually understand what it's saying frequently. So I just don't think you guys want to hear that much barking over and over again. It's not pleasant, not pleasant to my ears. Alright, we got 2 gem boxes up here, which is nice-ish. Kind of nice. I've got that there. I'm going to pick this up just because I'm here. It's not real reason to. We will grab those gems later, don't worry. And the nice thing too, we wait for the cat to get its speed boost stuff together, and now we can just cut shit right through here. Looks a little unimpressive, but that does mean that we now have access to higher upgrades for the walls and the towers and the main base. And we'll get to them, don't worry. Almost debating calling it right here. I don't really feel like I have much left to say for this particular run through. Excuse me. But you can see that we are now able to access the I think 4th and 5th tier of the upgrades for the home base, which is really awesome. Also now further upgrade our weapons of war, the towers, and the walls as well. Oh yeah, you can see the flood of coins you start to get as you drive by there. So we'll look for that right now. And we got 8 minutes. I can kill 8 minutes. Just want to make sure we don't lose too many coins while we drop them off. So you can see we now have access to another thing. This lets us turn our builders into berserkers, which are just super powerful melee troops that do a pretty handy job trivializing a lot of the combat at the walls if we needed to. Well, just because we have some more money, we'll dump it into these walls here. Okay. Only thing is, with that, you just gotta make sure you're not like actively running out of builders at that point, which totally can happen. Should be able to upgrade that in a minute here. You can see we now have I think birch. I don't know how tough birch is, but it really makes a nice, gives a nice look to the walls there. Oops. We have coins at the next farmland, I believe, to spare. So we'll see here. Not quite coins to spare, but enough right now. So I definitely want to make sure that we just have enough archers and that the walls and everything are at a high enough level. Mostly the archers are what I'm trying to pay attention to. Because enough archers will eventually stop everything, which is nice. And it's kind of one of the basic, these guys could really use some berserkers over here too. Hopefully they stop messing up the wall at that point. I think, yeah, we're now going to be a little bit low on buildings, I think, because we spent 4 of them now to help defend the walls, so we gotta buy a few more, along with everything else we need. I like how the game layers the systems as you expand and stuff too. It's just very satisfying. You never have to put too much focus towards any one thing, but you always it just always feels like you're kind of moving forward and progressing. Makes the sense of progression in this game very satisfying. So we'll try to show you a little bit of what these berserkers here will do. They are going to mulch through the swarm of greed pretty well. Should be a good time. Did I need to? Not feeling super obligated to upgrade anything else right now. I think after this attack we'll probably call it, unless the next night is like a blood moon or something kind of exciting. But I think this is going to be the end. It's been about 2 hours, so that's pretty happy with that. Yeah, see, they just kind of... I love the little... hype they get. Okay. Next day's a blood moon or just a regular day? Let's see here. You can see it's not quite as convenient as the encampments, but it's still definitely, it feels nice enough. Alright then, well, I think I'm going to leave everybody off here for today. Saw some people lurking around, which is totally fine. Usually wasn't expecting too many chatters today. People usually say their piece and spend the rest of the time lurking. Let me just check the YouTubes here. Yeah, not quite the activity as yesterday. That's okay though. It's really why you want to start establishing a schedule too. Anyway, I'm gonna call it for today. There really wasn't anything like no one really stopped by or anything that I'd like to recommend or suggest people go over to towards right now. So I think I'm just gonna be calling it here. But thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're catching the VOD afterwards too, appreciate that as well. Hope you're having a good time with it. Hope it's just keeping you chill. We'll probably be streaming more this weekend. I'm not quite sure yet. It's going to depend on energy levels and just making sure that I'm doing a good job with it. But hopefully things go well. But anyway, thanks everybody again. I'll catch you next time. I'm going to probably make some lunch or something.